Hello, this is Ty. I'm a real estate consultant and a realtor. Now, in my last video, I talked about what a buy and build land is. And I mentioned that a buy and build land is a land that you buy with the intention of building immediately or almost immediately, right? And I said that some important things you look out for. Number one is accessibility. How accessible is the land? Okay, that's very important if you're looking to buy a land where you want to build immediately, either for your personal use or as an investment. You want to build a house, you want to resell, or you want to build a block of apartments to let out. You want to ensure that the land is easily accessible. Number two, you want to ensure that the land has got a good title, verifiable title, because you cannot legally build on a land that does not have a good title. For example, a land that is under government acquisition is not a land you can build on, right? Number three is you got to make sure the land you're buying is has got some infrastructure in place. Even if the infrastructure is not in place, there got to be signs that things are happening, with respect to infrastructure. Or the estate developer should be able to tell you that this is our plan with respect to infrastructure. Or if you're not buying within a gated estate, you got to look at the community and just look out for signs that if you build your house here, you'll not be having problems with accessing your house easily, and drainage when it rains, and things like that. So these are some of the things that I look out for if you're looking to buy land where you want to build immediately. Now, a few things I just thought I should add, which are also very important, and that is proximity to development. So a land can be easily accessible, it can have a good title, and it may have some level of infrastructure, but is it close to development? Now, for some people, they don't really mind, building a house in a location that is a bit remote, hoping that development can meet them there in future, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but the problem here is when someone is buying a piece of property with the hopes that this land I'm buying, it's already developed, or maybe in the next 1 or 2 years I can see significant development here. What a lot of people have experienced in that respect is a situation where you buy a land with the hope that in the next 2 to 3 years development will meet me here, and then you find that it's been 5 years, 10 years, and what you were expecting is not happening. There are no schools around. So if you want to take your children to school, if you have children, you got to drive, for several kilometers, or you got to drive before you can buy groceries and things like that. So around you, there's really nothing, a lot of things that you need for your daily life and daily living, they're not that close to you. Okay, so if you buy a land that you want to build to let out, you got to think about your tenants. Okay, how many tenants want to live in a house where they can't easily access a hospital, or they can't easily go to a place where they can buy groceries, or they can't easily, there's no school around where they can take their children to, or even proximity to religious centers like churches and mosques, is a problem. You got to drive several distance before you can go to church or you go to mosque. So these criteria are very important. They are very important. Just recently, I was having a conversation with a client, and she said that she bought a land in a particular location. It's been 9 years. Until now, there hasn't been a significant development in the area in 9 years. Okay, of course, you know that in the last 9 years, there are parts of Lagos that have seen significant progress in terms of development. Okay, now, and the same thing is happening right now. Okay, we got areas now where in the next 10 years, you will see significant changes, significant development. And then you have some other areas where the development will not be that much. Okay, so there are certain things that you must look out for. The signs will be there. The signs will be there, right? And you want to look out for this sign. So if you don't mind going to buy a land, another thing I was going to mention is a couple of people that I know who actually had to leave, houses that they built, after maybe 3 years or 4 years when there is no development. I know of one person in particular. It's a semi-detached duplex, and they've abandoned the whole house, and they have to go, buy another house in another location to start living in. And it's even difficult to now let out this particular house, that they built. I mean, I'm talking about a modern duplex that they built, hoping that there will be development in the area. Okay, so you don't want to make these mistakes. Of course, like I said, you could decide and say you want to buy land in a developing area so that development can come there to meet you. If it's accessible, if the title is okay, you can say you want to build. But the thing is, are you getting the value for your money? Okay, is it possible that you can get something better, okay, with your budget right now in a better location, with a better potential? Okay, so these are things that are very important that you must look out for before you want to buy a land that you want to build on. If it's for investment, okay, you can just buy and wait for some time. But if it's going to be a place where you're going to live, or where you want to let out, to people to come and live, or where you want to buy to resell, you have to consider these factors. It's got to be close to development. It's got to be close to where people can go and shop. It's got to be close to where people can go to school, can go to church, can go to hospital, and things like that. So these factors are very, very important if you are looking to buy land that you want to build immediately. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have comments, if you have questions, you can reach out to me. I also appreciate your feedback on this, and if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon.